Hello and welcome to another episode of the Selenge Yanko podcast. In this episode, we are sitting with one of our oldest team members at Murwa Girls. Remember, we are celebrating Murwa Girls at 10, and this is our Founders Reflection Series. Karibu. And today I'm joined by
Terry Aoko, Programs Manager, Murwa Girls.
Wow, Karibu Terry.
Sante.
You are number 2 on the list of employees who joined Murwa Girls. Please tell us a bit about your experience when you came in. How was it like?
So when I came into Murwa Girls, at the beginning, I was scared. I was wondering, how are we going to really make a difference in the lives of these girls? I looked at the surrounding, the environment, and I felt really challenged because the challenges that face young girls are enormous. And I looked at us and we looked so small, and I wondered, are we ever really going to make an impact? But then when I went to the field and had an experience with these girls and saw the difference it made in their lives, I got so motivated, I got so encouraged and felt, well, we may not just be too small, we may just be too big for this many girls, because already our hearts and minds are here, and because we understand and empathize with them and their challenges, we have what it takes to actually bring them to where they want to be. So I got really motivated, and I felt like we may just be two, but I'm sure we're going to do a great job. And that's just how it's going.
Nice. A team of 2 versus hundreds of girls. Now, thinking about you brought up the challenges that these girls are going through. What is it about reflecting on your childhood? What is it you could relate with the challenges of these girls?
First of all, reflecting on my childhood, I must say I am very lucky because I grew up in a family of boys. I have brothers, many. 4 of them, being the only girl. And so my parents believed in affirmative action, and they said, if we're going to empower the boys, then I cannot remain behind. And they equally poured their love, their support, and their care to me. And so I grew up from the point of knowing that girls have the right, they have the opportunities, and they also have the support system they need to achieve their best, their very best, even amongst boys. So coming into a context where girls did not get such similar opportunities was very heartbreaking, because I wondered what really could be a justification for them to not get the same opportunities as their brothers. If my parents provided me and did not see a difference between me and my brothers, why should any other parent not consider their daughter as equally important as their son? And so from this perspective, I felt it right to be there to motivate these girls and to help them believe in themselves. As a girl who had the opportunity to believe in herself amongst boys, so I felt there should be no barrier whatsoever. It does not matter, cultural, social, economic, there should be no barrier whatsoever between boys and girls, such that girls then will not get equal opportunity nor deserve. So this is what inspires me to be able to look at those girls as very able, as very talented, and also very deserving of equal opportunities, just like the boy child.
Wow, you put it so passionately. So you said when you joined Murwa Girls, you're a bit scared. You're looking at all the work that needs to be done, and there was just 2 of us.
Yes.
Would you like to share one of your earliest activities or interaction with Murwa Girls? Which one stands out as your favorite, or the most memorable one, or the most challenging, or all of them?
Actually, all of them. The most memorable one was the first girls' camp we had at Talek. I think for me it was memorable because, wow, I was getting to traverse the Masai Mara National Park before we got to the girls. And you know, Mara is a gem in this country. It's a heritage, and also being passionate about environment. I soaked into the ride, you know.
Yeah.
And in as much as I could not wait to get to Talek, I just enjoyed the view of the wild animals and the wild beasts. And while we were just in a pro box, cutting through the camp and the Land Rovers and everything were cruising ahead of us, I felt just a very heartfelt serenity and admired the beauty of the Maasai community and its surroundings. So when we got to Talek, it was a very heartwarming experience because it was a humble background despite the richness of that heritage. You know, the whole world knows about the Masai Mara.
Yeah.
But then the young girl within that Masai Mara community and the young boy there are barely aware of the opportunities they have to change the world and to even change their communities.
Yeah.
You see, when actually the rest of the world is coming where they are. So having been in Talek and having experienced the teens camp, the first of its kind, and the fact that amongst some of the key discussions we were having were discussions on leadership. You could see that these children, in as much as they have all this around them, they were not aware of the opportunities they had. They had cultural issues that prevent them from achieving their maximum potential. But then the sessions we had with them gave them hope, and we could see actually that by the end of the camp they are charged and they want to become the best version of themselves. So for me, that was making a difference and an impact in people's lives in a way that, you know, I had not experienced before. The most challenging thing about the trip is when our probox got overloaded and some of our items fell on the road. And we had to stop and
Was it in
go
the
back
middle of
and
the
collect
park?
them. Yeah, no, it was not. Luckily, it was not in the middle of the park. Yes, we were so loaded. The other very humbling experience was the Senator, when we had to go to the school and spend the night before the girls came in. And you know, the environment was not a luxurious place to be. You know, you're used to the daily life luxuries, but here we were sleeping on a rugged floor just because we want to empower our girls. I think that for me was very humbling, and the fact that by the time we were leaving that school, we left a mark in ensuring that girls are not only empowered with the right skills, but also the infrastructure within which they interact with, especially when it comes to education, is appropriate and is safe and can facilitate a conducive learning environment for them. So this was something that left us discussing with the school administration the importance of having proper infrastructure for girls to be able to experience a conducive learning environment to facilitate maximum attention and all that comes with a safe and clean environment. And lastly, one of the other great achievements, of course, is the fact that we have grown as an organization from just 2, I mean, to a team of 11 is very inspiring within a span of 5 years. I can say that's really progress. And one of those memorable moments, other than programmatic achievements, like having the border guys enrolled in our anti-FGM programs and seeing the progress that has come with that. The fact that we went to Diani and had a staff retreat and had the time of our lives was very, very humbling and also very optimistic, because then it means that the future is opening up and there are a lot of tremendous opportunities for growth and even sustainability.
Yeah. So moving from implementing programs to now overseeing the implementation of programs through the team, how has that journey been for you?
Wow. First of all, of course, there's that attachment. I know we usually say we are two teams, global and grassroots.
Yeah.
So a part of me is really attached to the grassroots, having been in those communities, facilitated dialogues with the women, with the men, and even, I mean, there was a time, an experience we had where, you know, we were being challenged and told, what are you here for? We don't need you, you know. That left me very scared and timid, especially because it's a patriarchal society.
Yeah.
And you know, some of those experiences, both negative and positive, make you attached to the community and actually seeing the growth, at the moments of growth, and especially among the girls, it leaves me yearning to be there at grassroots level. Yeah. But with time, as the organization grows, and just as I said, remember I came in and we were just two, and I was scared. Were we going to do this? Now I see, more importantly, why we need to go to that level of strategy, because the work ahead is a lot. We have achieved a lot of impact, but this impact needs to be sustainable, and therefore we need to get our hands more at strategy level and also at the level of overseeing implementation, so that we're able to get enough resources to sustain the great impact that we have in these communities.
So we just celebrated 10 years.
Yes.
What's your vision for the next 10?
So my vision actually is, I can say it in form of a story. In one of the teams camp, we had facilitated a number of sessions, and I think we ended up with a session on leadership in the environment. And just before we wound up, we asked those girls, so tell us who you admire and who's your role model, what would you want to be? And these are girls who had joined the teens camp from as young as 9, and now they were 16. They were coming for the teens camp at that time, back in Isenito. Whereas when at the first time when we asked that question, like 3 years before, they were not sure what it even meant to be someone. But this time around, we were asking them, and I was quite impressed. From there, I think I can mention quite a number of names, but we had Faith, Mercy, we had Tia, and several others. And you know, they were saying, you know, from that session, there was a president. There was one guy who wanted to become a president, the president of the Republic of Kenya, to be precise. There's a girl who wanted to be the CS environment, and at that time it was Soipan Tuya, so she was looking up to Soipan Tuya, and she felt inspired by her and her leadership, and you know, that is what she was aiming at. From that class, we had those who admired the likes of Michelle Obama and wanted to be influential in their spaces and their communities. I mean, we had leadership from different walks of life. We also had those who just wanted to be teachers, outstanding teachers, you know, outstanding medical doctors, and I think for that is when I saw that really this is the future of Murwa. We are inspiring women leaders who tomorrow will be able to come back to their communities and make a difference, a significant difference and thus they'll be able to break the cultural barriers and several other barriers that young girls currently face that prevent them from realizing their full potential. So that means that we are building a future of women and girls who will be able to defy all odds and who will be able to make the society we live in a better place. Yeah.
One last question. If you had to go back to 2018 and you're coming to Murwa Girls with everything you know, what would you do differently?
So what I'll do differently this time round would be to engage the men and the young boys in a way that also makes them part of the change and makes them part of the impact. This we've learned along the way, especially with our Linganisha program. When the men go back to their community and say, no, my daughter will not be cut. When they say, no, my daughter will not stay home, she will go back to school, she will not be married early, she will marry at the right age. You know, when these men come back and tell their fathers and even their grandfathers that I think we should head a different direction, then that also has a lot of potential to create a lot of impact. And even when the young boys say, I will take care of my sister, I will help her understand how to deal with menstruation. You see, those kind of words that we've had from our beneficiaries, and because this has come in the last 2 previous years, going back in 2018, having them on board as well would have created much more impact, because then it means that mothers and daughters are in a safe place when their fathers and their brothers are supportive of them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, there has been a debate, and we have to settle this on camera. Tell us, are you team grassroots or team global?
Now, because we need so much money, allow me to be global. We want to go Uganda, we want to scale our impact. We want to go Ethiopia, we want to go east, north, south, and west of the Sahara, because I believe that our approach is able to demonstrate impact at scale and can be replicated in similar contexts and environments different from the Maasai community, but with similar nuances. So yes, now I embrace Team Global, and of course that means we need more partners to come on board and support us to go international.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for your reflection. There you have it. But whether you are Team Global or Grassroots, Murwa Girls will say, grassroots action for global impact. Girls are game changers. Thank you so much for watching.